Okay, if you remember earlier, these two parts were together. I pulled the ball joint apart. Okay. And again, I don't think these are 3D printed. There's too much of a mold line on this part for that to be 3D printed. They're doing something else. I think this plug is supposed to come out. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to worry about it until I get to a step that requires it. Okay? And I'm not... Oh, yeah, I see that step now. I'm pretty sure that comes out. Okay? We're going to wait and see. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to work it fast. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Work on this part right here. So this part definitely needs to be separated. You can see it in the directions right here that you were supposed to separate them. And it does look like that's a plug that comes out, because there's a ball joint right there on that part that looks like it'll go in there in a little bit. I'm going to go take them apart. See you in a bit. Occasionally, Bandai does a fail and puts a gate in a very bad spot. And when you hit it with the sander, you end up with something that looks like this. Go out and get yourself one of these. It's a nail sanding brick. They're not expensive. Any grocery store will have them. Walmart will have them, whatever. I've got 2 or 3 different kinds. You hit it with that, you clean it right up. Sure, it looks a little rough on the surface, but I'm going to flat coat this anyhow, so it really doesn't matter, but it will clean it right up. Here, I'll show you. I can't show you on camera because I can't hold the camera and do it at the same time, but I'll show you that in a minute because that part's already done. I'll show you both parts done. Back in a bit. There you go. It's not perfect by any way, shape, or means, but they look a lot better than they did when you hit them with the sandpaper, because the sandpaper just destroys the finish. I'm almost done with the lower torso, and I'm going to stop there for this week and get this video up. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. I'll show you the lower torso put together, but I'm almost done with it. You can see it here. Okay. I'm on this step right here. I just got to put this step and this step together, and I'm stopping for the day. I'll be back in a bit and show you the end result of step 4. All right, everyone. That was the most difficult, challenging part to do, was put together these legs. It's done. I'm happy with it. I'm going to clean up my work area and get going. Putting on the side skirt. Sorry, this part right here, this part right here, they just didn't want to go together very well, but they're there now. Everything's movable. I mean, very movable. And it's weird. He looks like he's back heavy. We just need to push him forward a little bit. We'll work on posing and stuff once I get him together, so I know how it works. But there you go. We got about half a Gundam done. All right. I'm happy. We're ready to start step 5 out of 10. Is it 10 steps? No, 13. 14 if you count the realistic decals, but those aren't decals, they are stickers. I'm not doing stickers unless I have to. Alright, back in a little bit. I heard a plane flying over. I'm going to run outside and see if I can catch it, because I know there's a B-25 coming over my house in a little bit. See you in a bit. Alright, about to get working on my Zaku for the Rumors of War group build, and I got a decal set here. The decal set, I don't know if it has instructions of where everything goes. I haven't opened it yet. I sure hope it does. If not, it's just going to replicate the sticker set, and I think it might. Let me get the sticker set out of the box, and we can take a look. One-handed opening a big box. Not easy to do. But we got her open. And here's the sticker sheet. Now, I might use a mixture because the stickers have really good metallic shine to them, and the decals don't. There are far more decals there than there are stickers, so I sure hope that there is a placement guide for these decals. I really hope there is. Maybe it's actually on the instructions. I don't know. I'm going to open this when I'm ready for it. I'm not going to do it now. But this is sure going to look a lot better than that. We're going to make this guy look like a very miniature real thing if I can do it. with some weathering, some chipping, and a few other things. I'm not going to do a lot of painting. I'm not painting. I'm going to leave it this color. I'm just going to use the native sprues. Alright everyone, just wanted to show you I got a decal set for it. Now, some of you were asking where can you get decals for Gunpla? 4 places: Hobby Link Japan, Gundam Planet, that's where I got this from, Hobby Wave, and the Gundam Storm More. All 4 of those sell these things. You also get them on eBay, but you know, I take advantage whenever or order something from some places like Gundam Planet or the Gundam Storm More and pick up something else that's going to be fun. I love these SD Gundam kits because they're an evening build. You don't worry about making them beautiful. You just sit down and build them and have fun. And that's what they're for. And that's the new Gundam. So now I have 3 versions of the new Gundam. Alright, gonna get working. Back in a bit. A couple of things to warn you guys about. This part right here, it pulls out of the center frame. I'll show you on the second arm. I thought you're supposed to cut and remove it, so I cut and remove it, and it left a stub inside the frame that I had to pull out later because this part here goes inside the hole left by that part. So pull it, don't cut it. Follow what the arrow says. I just got anxious. From right here, the directions get really hard to follow. It's I don't know what it is, but the orientation of the parts and stuff is giving me a lot of trouble. I've done step 4. I'm working on the second part of 4, and these 3 parts interlock pretty hard. So be very, I don't have them together yet because I test fitted. You can test fit these 2 parts on the outside, and then you'll see how that part just doesn't, it's the one that holds everything together. It's the key part. But you kind of have to put this part in there and then get it to click over this and then put that part in. And it's a tight fit, so just be careful with those parts right there. Just advanced warning. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, I've got the hand together on the Zaku, and some of these parts really bothered me. This part right here that goes around the wrist, it's loose and wobbly, and the part underneath there is loose and wobbly too. They don't lock together. They don't lock in real tight. The hand holds them in. That bothered me a little bit, but it is what it is. Now I'm on this step right here, and I'm not even sure what the heck all that is, so I'm going to go clip the parts off and see if I can figure it out. I still haven't used this part at all, and I think this part gets used when I put the shoulders together. I'm not sure. We'll see, because that's still over here somewhere, and it looks pretty. Yep, I was right. That's where those parts come in. They come in over here when you're putting the shoulders together, so don't discard this part. I'll be back in a little bit. I've almost got the arm done. I just got 1, 2, 3 steps left, and I have 1 arm done. It's taken me an hour to get this far. Back in a bit. Alright everyone, we got both arms done. This was a challenge because, see that little joint right in there? For articulating this armor? The directions were not very clear on it, and I got parts backwards. Had to tear it all apart. It works much better on this part here. Much better. I don't like Tamiya's attachment points on this guy. They were all right along the top of the seam. In fact, you can see one right there. I'll disguise that with some paint chipping in a little while. I get to try some reverse paint chipping on this, where I take a little tiny sponge and do some paint chipping in areas. Okay, but the hands are done. There were some trouble spots here and there, and I outlined them as we went. All I got left is the torso and the head now, and his weapons. And that's going to be fun. I think the torso is going to be probably the most annoying thing of this kit, because we'll get more of these beads. Yeah, a lot more of these beads to do. So that's going to be very interesting to do. Anyhow, everyone, I'm going to put it away for the day. I got other things to do. There's an airplane buzzing in the house. We're going to go see what that is. Back in a bit.